I'm going to point some stuff on the frame and kind of do some close-up shots as to what I'm pointing.
We're already recording.
I know. Go on now. I'll edit it. I usually do anyway. Okay. So, hello. I'm Eric. It's been a long time. I know. I recently moved to Philadelphia and trying to do some other stuff within my life as of this moment, trying to be a DJ, among various other things, moving, and I got busy, but now I'm back here with y'all. Got a bike behind me here, actually beside of me here, and this really struck me because you don't really see too many steel frames as far as here as performance is concerned. The bike I have here is a Breezer Inversion Team edition, and I'd like to discuss it with y'all. Now, some other videos on YouTube, but they're basically just highlight videos of kind of you getting an idea of what bike has to offer. Not that much commentary, but this is what I like to do.
Before you try to give me a seat.
Starting from the front to the back. This whole frame is made of steel. Something you don't really see too often here. Again, here in Performance, but also just carbon and aluminum models. It's nice to see that Joe Breeze actually still makes chromoly steel frames that are lightweight and are definitely durable for the task at hand. The wheels are probably the main highlight of this bike. These are WTB I-23s. I ran these wheels on my mountain bike, and I had a GT, what did I have? It's been so long. I had a GT Zascar 2016, back when I was racing, and those wheels did me well, and these are sealed bearings inside this hub, both front and rear, of course. Good design as far as how the rim is, and as long as you just check these spokes every once in a while, you should be fine for no matter what terrain you're riding on. Moving up, this fork is a tapered fork. Again, steel through axle. Plenty of options as far as racks, or if you want to add even more water bottles, you can do that just as well. Taper head tube. This is this head tube here is so we go from 1.5 to 1 1/8 inch. Oval components all the way around. This whole bike is utilizing Shimano Ultegra R8000. They were the newest generation of Ultegra. Oval components all the way around. Oval, I believe, yep, oval 850 carbon seat posts as well. WTP saddle. And moving downward. Thanks, Kiyoshi. Kiyoshi's the cameraman, by the way. Props to Kiyoshi. The new R8000 front derailleur here. As you see, it comes with a tensioner here just as well. And this new front mech design. A lot more pivots. These are your limit screws here just as well. And moving downward is the new Practice Works. I can't pronounce the name of the crankset, but I'll post a link to this in the description below. This is Practice Works Zanith M30 crankset. Forgive me, Practice Works, for mispronouncing it. But anyway. This crankset utilizes Practice Works technology, being that the shaft of the crankset itself is not a 22 millimeter, it's not a 24 millimeter, it's a 30 millimeter. It's similar to a BB30 to an extent, and it's also housed in a BB86 bottom bracket shell. So if you do want to convert to, let's say, a Shimano model bracket, or even something of a different manufacturer, the only concern that we have so far is that servicing this requires a special tool, of course, and if you wanted to convert, you would also have to switch out the bottom bracket as well as the crankset itself. We feature them on most of our Fuji bikes here at Performance, and for most customers they do well, and that's fine. but they're not as, I feel, as reputable as, let's say, a SRAM or Shimano or even a Campy group set, to where they've been in the bicycle industry for years and they know what they're doing. I'm not saying Practice Work doesn't know what they're doing, but time will tell for how customers feel upon Praxis Works components and how durable they are. But yeah, for a factory stock component on this bike, it definitely suits the bike well. Fuji Bikes owns Breezer. You're going to see some similarities in some of our bikes just as well, being mountain, cross, road, whatever. Most of the bikes are going to feature Praxis components as well as OVA components, depending on what bike you get. So these are becoming the norm as far as hero performance is concerned. Moving back, we got of course more R8000 components. Shimano R8000 rear derailleur. Now you can fit a 1134 rear cassette, and this should be 11 speeds. Yep, so all 11 cogs going from 11 to a 34 in the rear. So pretty wide range. I believe going back up front again, this would be a 5034. Again, I'll post the link in the description for the Praxis crankset just as well. This is a size large, by the way. So this would be, I think the length on this crank would be a 175. And of course, for your dropouts, it's going to use another through axle. These are 12 millimeters, both front and rear. And this is using Joe Breezer's signature dropout design, where it does allow for cutouts. Nice two welded tubes right here for the seat stay. For the seat stay, I should say. Yeah, for the seat stay, and also, the crank stay. And as far as brakes are concerned, again, Ultegra brakes. The rear rotor is a 140 millimeter, and one up front is a 160. Typical adventure bike kind of design. I always think, as far as what adventure bikes are concerned, they all kind of got modeled after the GT Gray back in 2015, where everybody was where GT kind of pioneered the flared out handlebars, which I forgot to mention. These handlebars are pretty unique to the bike, but are coming more and more standard these days, where there's a bunch of flares. This is a 25-degree flare, 7-degree, 7-degree positive or negative for as far as the stem is concerned. Wide handlebar and everything else. So it's not quite a cross bike because it's a little bit of a longer wheelbase. It's a little bit heavier just as well. But this bike is really meant for fun. It's for really going a long distance. It's not really a touring bike. It's not really a cross bike. It's kind of a gravel bike to an extent, being it has all these accessories, all these bottle cages here. Looks like to be bottle cage size rack mounts. Looks like to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's a bunch of mounts for all your gear and all your stuff, and also a rear rack mount back there. Similar to the Fujiwara to a degree, but you could say this is a little bit more higher end and a little bit more traditional as far as design is concerned. But yeah, this is following the footsteps in the adventure line as far as Joe Breezer's bikes are concerned. And if you have the budget, it's certainly a contender as far as looking for adventure bikes if you have to be in the market for. But then we get to the weigh-in. I'm going to say we're going to play the game. According to Breezer's website, this bike weighs in around 21 pounds. But granted, this is a large frame, so I would like to think this is going to weigh around 23 pounds, give or take. But let me put it on the scale and let's find out. It is actually 21 pounds, 10 ounces. So the website is spot on. So I was wrong, but thankfully Breezer knows their stuff, of course. So
button that I was talking about. But we put tape over it, so it's not this way you don't hear the same sound.
Oh yeah, muff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we thought that could maybe silence it. I lose the tension I just had on.
Did you even use the light when I gave it to you?
I did.
I used it going on spring guarding because
yep,
cars
just
will
left
when you keep going straight, it's like a double bike lane because the one way for cars going towards you.
Yeah, I use that bike lane a lot. Coming and going to work.
So I was like, all right, at least you can see this green light. Not like a green light that sprint and hit me, but
Also, this bolt's like really tight. I'm not sure. It's not going to strip, but it's really tight.
not new front row. Thanks for put on his tab. You don't want that guy out.
You said it from the highest point of the actually it would rub otherwise.
You want me to shift down?
Nah, this everything's loose. So we're gonna try to see if we can angle it over. If you can do that,
just
then
spin back to
it's
right.
fine.